Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. So today it's our day 3 here in Jaisalmer. We are staying in a camping hotel in Thar Desert. Today's plan is to visit India and Pakistan border here in Jaisalmer. It's called Longewala post. So I think the name of the village is Longewala, which is basically a town on the border of India and Pakistan in Thar Desert. So yeah, it would be an interesting experience to see what it's like. So I think it's around 100 kilometers from where we are at the moment. It would probably take us about 3 hours to get there. But first we are going to have a breakfast and then we will be on the way. I had aloo paratha for my breakfast, which is potato stuffed bread, and then we headed on our way to Longewala. And the road here to Longewala is looking amazing. It's probably the best road I've seen in India. And the scenery along the road never gets boring. You can see lots of ships, I guess. And then we headed further. We saw this little village, a desert village, then more ships, I guess. Wow. Then there is this bull at the middle of the road, and then there is miles and miles of desert. We saw a soldier, I think trying to change the tires on the car, and then we were heading towards Longewala. And soon we arrived at Longewala post here, which is a war museum. So we are going to visit this museum. I decided to explore the outside area first before going into the museum. So I can see that there is this jeep, I guess how they used to use it in the war, and then there is a tank here, which is interesting. Then there is another tank here. I've never seen tanks so close up, so it's interesting to see them so close up. So I am here in Longewala, which is a war museum. So I'm going to visit the museum. You can see the military helicopter right behind. I could also see a bit of smoke coming out here on the hill in front. I'm not sure what that's from. The soldiers who are here, they told us that we can also go right up to the border to see the border. So that would be interesting. The temperature here right now is approximately 35 degrees Celsius, so it's really hot. It's impossible to open your eyes without wearing any sunglasses. As we entered the museum, we could see various things that they used to use in the war. So these are some binoculars. And then as we headed in, we saw some realistic statues of soldiers, and they are so lifelike and realistic, and the expressions on their faces are unreal. So look at this one, for example. It seems so realistic. They have also created a miniature replica of the battlefield from 1971 battle here at Longewala. We then headed to see the show inside. So these sandbags, they create a realistic feeling of going into a bunker or a trench. So it's an interesting experience just to walk through these narrow ways. And this is the area where we are going to see the show here. And you can see they have some miniature tanks here in the front. After watching the show, I was exploring the outside area. So we just visited the museum, and the museum is about the war that happened in 1971 here at Longewala post, where we only had 120 soldiers from India who was defending the post here at Longewala. The movie Border is based on the Battle of Longewala. I watched that movie multiple times when I was a kid, and I really wanted to go to military after watching that movie. But yeah, it was interesting museum to see, and apparently you're allowed to go right to the border as well. So we have visited the museum, we have been to the cafe here, and now we are heading to the border, which is going to be another 40 kilometers from here. It is extremely hot here. Whew. We are now heading in the direction of Tanot, which is, I guess it's the last town on the Indian-Pakistan border. And then from Tanot, you can go to the border itself. So we are now passing through another village. This village is called Sadewala, so it's looking interesting here. And I haven't seen any public transport or any buses or anything like that. But as we passed through Sadewala, I could see the bus stops. So there is one coming up on the right hand side, and I saw one on the left hand side just before. So yeah, it looks like a bus stop, but I guess the buses run only few times a day, so hence we didn't see any. So I think we are approaching Tanot now. So I can see it looks like a small village here in Tanot. And yeah, the scenery always gets interesting when you see a bit of a village scene. So yeah, I can see a bus here. I guess people have taken that bus to come to the temple. Few shops around, and this is the Tanot Temple. So we visited the Tanot Temple here. It's a beautiful temple. We were not allowed to film inside, which we completely understand. So we didn't do any filming in the temple. So from Tanot Temple, we were trying to seek permission to go to the Indian-Pakistan border. But since two of us, we don't have Indian passport, we were not allowed to go right up to the border due to national security. So I was really sad that we couldn't go right up to the border. I was even more sad for my family because they do have Indian passports, but they couldn't go either because of us. But anyway, so after visiting the Longewala, we are now heading back to Jaisalmer. We couldn't go right up to the border because if you're a foreign national, apparently you're not allowed to go to the border due to national security. So we could only go as far as Tanot. So we have had our lunch here now in this place. And कैसा हाल है? ठीक है सर। ठीक है। आपका ठीक है? हाँ ठीक है। अच्छा लगा आपको? कहाँ घूम के आए? हम गए थे जैसलमेर, जयपुर। अच्छा। उदयपुर। अभी जाएंगे। अच्छा वीडियो पे आ गया। हाँ वीडियो पे। अच्छा बहुत अच्छा काम है तो। Thank you. So we have just had our lunch here, and we are now heading back to Jaisalmer. And from Jaisalmer we have a bus, another overnight 12-hour bus to go to Udaipur. So that would be another long journey to take, and we need to explore tomorrow. So we are now driving in the direction of Jaisalmer. I really hope you enjoyed this video. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and leave a comment, as it really supports my channel. Please subscribe and turn the notifications on so you won't miss my next video, which will be from Udaipur. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.